Residents of the United States are always on the go. In the area of Gwinnett County, Georgia, we don't have many taxis, so owning a car here is considered a necessity. Since it's considered a necessity, we would have to keep our car in good conditions if we don't want it to leave us on the side of the street or in the middle of the street, especially for college students. We are always pressed with time. Now, what are some good ways that we can keep our car in good condition? Let's start by looking at keeping our car up to date with maintenance and always being on time with our oil changes are two prime examples that we can use to keep our car in a good condition. Now that we're talking about oil, we do not use cheap oil, most of us, because the fact that it may damage our engine, it may cause us more expenses in the long run and more time, which is just an inconvenience for us. So we don't choose to use cheap oil on our car. Why would we use cheap food on our body? Think of your body like your car. If we keep on adding cheap food to it, then in the long run, it's going to end up becoming ill. We're going to have more difficulties doing tasks that is easy for us right now. So there are a few questions that you can ask yourself to figure out why we eat fast food, because none of us do it for just because we want to. Many of us do have reasons on why we eat fast food. Are you under a lot of pressure as a college student? Or do you find yourself on the road all the time and tend to eat at the first place that you see? I myself am a college student, so it makes me more aware of how difficult it can be to break bad habits such as eating out or skipping a meal. Although it may seem difficult, in the long run it is very worth it because you'll be able to perform better in class, you'll be able to have more energy and do activities that you weren't able to do before. It does take a little bit more work though, since you do have to take the time out of your time to figure out wisely which is the best restaurant that has the best healthy nutrition option for you. And you would have to provide healthy snacks that you can reach at any time so to avoid any temptations of going out to buy something to eat. Now, even with the busy of lifestyle, if you do this, you'll be able to provide better nutrition for yourself. So let's start by looking at packing your own lunch and bringing it from home. The food we have in our household tends to be healthier than the food we find out on the street. Packing your own lunch would be the best option since it's cheaper buying healthy food for your home than getting it out at a restaurant. For example, if we go to Chick-fil-A and we order a small bowl of fruit, it usually is $3. Now, if you go to Wendy's, they have a new meal price that is called 4 for $4. So you get 4 items for $4, which is basically a whole entire meal. This is part of the reason why United States is one of the most unhealthiest countries in the world. Because if we're on lunch and we want to choose a cheap meal that we can get and take it back to lunch quick and eat it, we're obviously going to choose Wendy's because most of us stay at work the whole entire day, so we can't just leave work and leave it abandoned and go out and get something healthy to eat. We have to get it during our lunch hour most of the time. And with Wendy's, you would be able to be filled up more faster. You would be not hungry and not thinking about food. With Chick-fil-A, you would just have a little bowl of fruit. It's not going to fill you up for the whole entire day. That is why we're so unhealthy now. 1 in every 4 Americans chooses to eat fast food restaurants every day. That's almost $2,000 or $3,000 annually, which is something that you can use to buy something that benefits your family, or you can use it on yourself or a necessity. So, fast food places are convenient, but there are other options that are just as convenient as fast food places. Such as, if you cook in your household and you have more food left over, you can save it in your fridge overnight and take it to work the next day. If you don't have time now to cook every single day, there's another option that you can do, which would be cooking in the beginning of the week for all 5 days. So that way you don't have to worry about cooking every single day since we are so busy sometimes. Dr. Connie Breckman from the American Dietetic Association recommends eating leftovers for most Americans since we are on the street all the time buying from a restaurant. But if we do continue to lead our unhealthy lifestyle, there are consequences that can take a toll on our lives, such as 2 examples. Cardiovascular disease, obesity are 2 prime illnesses that people in the United States suffer from. It's starting to become an issue throughout the whole entire nation. If you are able to challenge yourself for 21 days to eat healthy, after that, it will be a habit. Because many of us do not eat unhealthy on purpose. We may just be uneducated on how to eat healthy, or we may just be busy all the time. Now, maintaining a healthy lifestyle is very crucial for you, like I said, because of the diseases. Visiting a nutritionist and asking them certain questions that you need is good for your health because you're constantly asking them what is right for you, and there are people that have studied, so they have knowledge of what you can do and what you can't do.
5:20